Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sharp Eye for Coins is the only lady here.
On the inside.
They seem that we do need our peanut gallery general, and you're here. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. The final Q&A of the year, I think. Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Final one ever.
Let's make it a good one.
Yeah, let's make it a good one.
It's our last
We'll next year.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Kiss this
last
year
chance of the
goodbye.
year to be colorful.
Yeah, the last one till next year, and that's a long time. It's a long time. I want to thank everyone for joining in. Thank you for your support of live coin Q&A. Hope everyone's having a splendid weekend. Hopefully, you guys have the week off and you're partaking in a little bit of the good old eggnog beverage. Now, I'm not meaning the virgin style, but the other style with the actual stuff in it. All right. So I figured we'd take a quick moment to just go around the room and everybody do a quick introduction. You know what? I'm going to give you guys a Christmas gift on the panel. I'm not even going to blow your face up big. We're just going to go ahead and shoot from the hip. Amanda, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about yourself?
All right. I'm Amanda. My channel name is Coin Prod Hobbyist. I coinal hunt mainly, and I really like Washington quarters and world coins.
Yeah, you always say you like world coins, Amanda. I just have to ask, do you have any specific country that you like to collect, or you just like it all?
I like all of it.
There you go. Why narrow yourself down to just one? All right. Up next, Mr. Mantic Coins. Shay, go ahead and introduce yourself, pal.
Yeah. So I have a little YouTube channel. I hunt $50 and other coins and other things like that, but I haven't done it in a long time because I'm working on some side projects that will soon be known to everyone. So for now, I spend my days hunting $50 and quarters and sacks and racks and boxes of pennies and everything I can get my hands on. So I love varieties. I research varieties, and so that's my gig. I'm so glad you guys are here. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you for joining us on our last show where we kiss 2020 goodbye.
Yeah, 2020 can be in the rearview mirror right about now.
Kick rocks 2020.
All right, Mr. Blues Coins, you're up next, sir.
Oh, we're going right underneath. Geez, thanks.
Yeah, we're the snake method.
I guess I'm up. All right, everybody. I'm Blues Coins and got YouTube channel. I try to do some stuff on it every once in a while. Set collector, Aaron varieties, and reference book collector all of a sudden because it seems like I got more money invested in reference books than I do in coins. But that's me. I enjoy cherry picking and all of that good stuff. So Merry Christmas.
Well, you know what they say, buy the book before the coin, and Blues is doing all of that. All right, so up next is Miss Paula Bloom. Are you there?
I got to make sure I unmute myself.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Thank you.
You gotta unmute, Scully.
It depends on who you ask.
And don't come up. Man, I'm over here giggling.
I know, right? I'm Paula Bloom. I also have a YouTube channel, Paula Bloom. I host The Big Show with Shay, Mantic Coins, every other Sunday. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's a great time and a huge community giveaway. I manage a couple Facebook groups. where I do pretty much what we do here, but I do it all week long. And I love errors and varieties. I love to learn about coins. I also have a huge collection of numismatic books, and I love seeing you guys every Monday. This is a great time. And yeah. And Happy New Year to everybody, and Merry Christmas. Next.
Next.
Mr.
I'm guessing
There's so much excitement in the room.
You can cut it with a knife, I know. Cripes. Okay, hello. Yes, I am Coin Dragon. My real name's Frank. I've been collecting on and off for about a quarter century or so, focusing a lot on errors and varieties in the Lincoln series. Lately, I've been playing with my Woody collection for a while, and trying to enlarge that a little bit. And looking forward to every Monday with you folks. That's me.
I'm so glad you cleared that up.
Can you measure that?
Calipers? Oh my God, man! Come on!
Oh man!
Hey, give him a little bit of credit, man. Oh man, dude. At least you can do is widen it up a little bit more.
Yeah, right.
It's not true what you hear about dragons. Let's put it that way.
And the show is gone.
Off the rails in the first
Oh
turn.
my God.
Well,
I don't know how in the hell do you follow up?
How do you follow up that? Well,
You can't.
just be you.
You know,
Just
I'm
be you, 'cause
speechless.
you'll do well. We got Christopher Rhodes in the house.
I don't know how you follow up after something like that. I really don't.
All right, thank you, Chris.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Oh, my
What's
God.
going on here?
What's funny is I was
Oh,
actually
boy.
going to try to be serious this entire show, and
Yeah,
I don't
right.
think I can now.
Nope.
I don't think it's possible.
That's not beginning of you.
Don't you believe it?
The show is gone.
All right.
Just
Well,
roll.
hey, I'm Chris, everybody. Nice to meet you. I want to thank everybody for coming to see us all year. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys, looking at your coins, answering questions, and getting to know some of you guys. So I personally look forward to next year. I think we got a lot of big things in store, and hopefully you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
baby.
thanks, Chris. That
That's
was a normal presentation. Congratulations. You showed a lot of restraint. No?
As opposed to what he showed us at the end of the last show.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, hey now,
Ew.
let's just
Oh,
let's just
Oh.
forget
I'll
about that.
never forget about that.
No,
What
that
do you-
I know.
I can't
weirdo.
unsee that.
Probably
Bad
doing
Moon
that.
Rising. Yeah.
Whoa! I love a little CCR.
CCR.
Yep.
Sorry. So we have a question tonight.
Yeah. What do you think, Shay? You really brought something up, you know?
All right. The same one yeah, all right. I'm gonna pose a question to the panel.
Oh boy.
All right. So I know this is a little off kilter, this is a little different, but all right. So a lot of us search eBay for cherry picks, right? And sometimes you come across things that you're not necessarily in the market for, but the price is too good to be true. So the question would be, if you're hunting, if you're looking for stuff on eBay, are you really specific about what you're looking for and targeted, or are you just looking around for opportunity? And if you're looking around for opportunity and you spotted something that was half price of gray sheet, would you jump on it? and tell me why you would or wouldn't and what other precautions you would take before you did so. There you go. Is that a good one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
All right, who wants to go first?
Hey, I'll go first.
Man, it got quiet again.
I actually
all the
purposely
time.
do searches on eBay with misspellings in them.
Oh, yes.
Now, most of the time you're not going to find anything good, but every once in a while, one of those people that can't even spell the term actually knows what they have or thinks they know what they have, but they're not getting the right exposure because they spelled it wrong. So I do that quite a bit, and it's worked for me. And to answer your other question, Shay, absolutely. If I come across something in my searches that I'm not necessarily looking for, but I see as a good deal, I will absolutely buy it and jump on it. Now, you got to be careful, of course, because there are obvious, scams out there. Sometimes those sales get canceled by the seller because they know that they screwed up and didn't catch it until you bought it. Sometimes the stuff's fake. But I think you have a little bit of protection when you go through eBay, through PayPal. So, I think you're kind of safe there. But yeah, absolutely. I love looking for mislabeled stuff. Adam, he's commenting in the chat right now. He's big for that. I saw a couple posts recently on Facebook groups that there's a bunch of people that are, targeting mislabeled slabs and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there that you can definitely cherry pick on eBay. And, like I said, you're paying through PayPal, so you're sort of protected anyway. So you can kind of go ham on it a little bit, That's my take on it. I'm going to go heat up my dinner.
Especially if it's not that much.
He's going to go heat up his dinner, and I'll chime in on this because I'm on eBay a lot late evening times, and I do a little bit of both. I'll target certain dates and certain coins, but I do a lot of random, just searches, stuff like old nickel, and see what comes up. One of my other one is I'll just put era coin. And that's just good for a laugh because people think their coins are errors, and I just have a chuckle out of that one.
Oh, the parking lot coins.
Yeah, but I'm all over the place with my searches. I'll do specific dates and coins. I'll just look under NGC and annex holders, and I'll just go through them looking for something that's below gray sheet. So it's up in the air with me. It depends on my mood, how I'm feeling, how much time I want to put into something. I've taken out the cherry picker's guide and just went to a random page in it and go, okay, let me see if I can find that. And sometimes I have good luck, sometimes I don't. This month, the end of last month and this month, I've had great luck. I've got like 18 coins for like 30% of retail value.
Awesome.
So I picked up some nice key date buffaloes and type 1 buffalo. So it's the stuff is out there. I try to stay away from the hot searches, like the 1909, the DDRs, 1101 and 1102. They get picked out pretty fast. I stay away from the silver. I'm not interested in the vans or anything like that. I have like 2 Morgan dollars, and that's it. And they were sent to me as gifts. But the hot searches, there's too many people searching for those things, and if they're out there, they're getting picked up seconds when they hit eBay. So I go for the off the wall stuff.
You guys are speaking Eric's language over there. He's like, y'all hush. No wonder the picking is getting harder. But I think that really kind of, you got to look at the sign of the times. Like all of a sudden, collectibles is hot. It's not just coins. It's, anything else that you could. Where did I go? Do I smell bad? What's going on? Oh, Chris, thank God you're here, man. Anyways, that's just a sign of the times. Everybody is cherry picking out there, and people are always on eBay. I know I am. I'm probably one of the minority that goes out and actually look at. No, thanks for that. Yeah, that's all right. I could do this solo. I've done it before.
Oh, solo.
Ooh. But I'm probably in the minority where I go and do things that other people don't normally do, like cherry pick an old graded coin in a PCGS Rattler or doily. I like getting those type of coins because they are graded more harshly, on the scale back in the late 80s than they are right now. So the theory is that you can cherry pick some of those older slab coins, and then those have the possibility of crossing over at a better, numerical grade later on down the line, if that's your thing. But we saw Adam Chambers in here. He's the cherry picking king these days. He actually cherry picks slab graded coins with varieties that aren't attributed on the label. And that's another thing that I like doing as well. He just does that a lot better. I think he just has better vision than I do. So there's a lot of opportunity out there, and it is extremely competitive. If there was any one, I guess, piece of advice that I would give anyone that wants to do this, is to focus on a specific series, get to know it, get in bed with that series. If it's Buffalo Nickels, all right, get to know what types of varieties you could find on each date, and then try and focus on that, as opposed to jumping to Lincoln Cents one day and then doing Seated Liberty 20-cent pieces the next. You focus on one, you get really good at it, and you do it for a while. Work on it for a couple weeks, 3 weeks, to see if you can cherry pick some of those varieties that you recognize by looking through the Cherry Picker's Guide, or looking on Variety Vista or Double to Die or whatever one of those websites are for attributing things like that. And you'll get so good, and it's going to be fun. Right, Dominic? I am a one-man show.
I'm already meeting dinner.
Coin Dragon?
Myself? Well, probably a little bit of both, too. I tend to fall into these eBay rabbit holes. Like, I'll be looking... A lot of times I'll be looking to add to my Dansko, and I'll be going through individual dates, and then I'll see an RPM, and I'm like, ooh, that's a cool RPM, and then there's a suggested after that, and I hit that up, and it's like, oh my God, how did I get from Lincoln Cents to tokens from Uganda from the 1800s? It just happens that way. And if there's something that's that far below gray sheet, oh yeah, guaranteed I'll take it. I'll either keep it or maybe somebody else will like it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird because last month it was one of my random searches, and I was just looking at large cents. Let me see if there's any decent deals on large cents, and I came across a Newcomb 25, a tall date PD Newcomb 25, and I stole it. I stole that because the guy did not know what he had.
Yeah, I think you picked up a couple of Type 2 Buffaloes for the Type 1 price, too, didn't you?
Yeah, I picked up two 1913Ds, a 13S, and a 13 coin for $6.
There was one that finished last night with no bids, and it said type 1, but it was definitely a type 2. I'm sure they're going to relist it too.
These just came in the mail the other day. These are PCGS graded 1950D full step nickels.
Yeah. Sometimes you guys, if you're selling stuff on eBay, make sure you know what you're selling, because you could be losing out on a nice chunk of change not knowing what you have. Amanda,
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Paula, yeah, right.
Wait, why are we giving up secrets?
Trade secrets, yeah. The cherry picking game as they get even more competitive because of you jokers.
Yeah, I'm having internet issues.
Hey,
sorry.
We need to up our game, boys and girls.
I can't find nothing anymore because we keep talking about it.
Paula, you want to share your opinion?
Well, I used to do it a lot more than I do recently. I just haven't had the time. But I used to go on places that you normally wouldn't find coins. Ken taught me that. You know, some of the best cherry picks that he's found, he was like looking for a watch and found people had coins listed. And so I started kind of looking around, doing that kind of stuff, just looking in antique sites and stuff like that. But yeah, I have a very short attention span, so I usually can't get past 2 pages. So I'm not as good as these guys because I just don't have the patience for it. But typically I will look for a specific coin. I will have something in mind, and I'll know die markers and things like that, and I'll look for a specific thing. So.
And would you buy a coin you happened across that you knew was half the price?
I would. Most of the people that I have I have probably 2 pages of saved sellers that I buy from on a regular basis, and a few of them I trust. Now, if it's a random seller and they have like 2 listings and whatever, I don't really pay attention to feedback because I think eBay's feedback is crap because they don't show negative feedback. The sellers can dispute it and eBay will take it off. Ken actually has a really good rant video about that. But I'm careful. But if I find a good deal and do a little bit of homework on it, I'll buy it. I've done it before, and haven't really had any bad experiences, but I think I'm a little bit more skeptical than most.
Well, how
about
really good?
Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, how about we hear from our eBay roaster, Miss Amanda?
Yeah, right.
Well, when I'm not looking for people to make fun of, I'm not really looking for anything specific. I usually just type in like US coin and I scroll through stuff and look at anything that catches my eye. But I have found that if you find a seller that you cherry pick stuff off of, it's a good idea to turn on notifications for that person, so you get notified if they sell something new.
Nice. Good tip.
That's a great
tip for sure.
I used to do that too, Cindy. And I still kind of do that. Like I said, I'm on Facebook a lot, answering questions and stuff. And if I see like Adam Chambers posting a nice variety, I'll start looking for that. Because I don't collect one specific thing. I collect what catches my eye and what I love. So, yeah, but if I see a nice variety or something posted, I'll be like, oh, let's go to eBay and see if I can find that. I'm kind of a little bit of a copycat that way, I guess.
So I have a different approach. So I am both targeted and free running. Coin surfing. I do set up searches for the exact coin that I want to see, and I also include misspellings, and I get emailed every day. And so every day I have my coffee and I click through, and I found some really nice stuff that were buy it now, it's underpriced, cherry pick of the year kind of stuff, and it's fun. I love that. I'm just like click, 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 done, shipped. Yeah, I love that. All right, so but the other times when I'm just coin surfing and looking and watching what's coming up the next couple of hours. And the other day, I did come across something kind of interesting that hadn't happened to me before. And this seller had probably 20 different top pop coins, or one grade lower than top pop. And they were going for ridiculous amounts. So I actually bid on like 10 different auctions. I got beat out by other people. And then finally I figured out how to do it. And I won. And I actually got the coin for half the price. It's slabbed. I looked up the number. I went to NGC. I entered the number. I made sure it was legit. It was the same coin. And it actually included shipping, so that was a bonus. And it was half the price of my current gray sheet. And I've been looking at, and I was even able to look at the trends. This coin's fairly static. At that price. And so I did jump on it. I don't always get that opportunity because some of those coins are, in the hundreds of dollars, $500,000. I can't really afford that right now, but there are some deals to be had. I went, so the first one I found, I was like, wait a minute, that's an amazing price. And so when I clicked on the seller and saw his other items, I noticed that he's selling his whole collection all at once, and they're just coming up every few minutes. And he must have sold his entire Lincoln Wheat Cent collection, and this stuff was gorgeous. It was beautiful. So I don't know, maybe watching this stream, sometimes you see gold pouring out, and other times you see garbage pouring out. And if you see the gold, if you're there, you can hop on it and you know what you're doing. So sometimes it happens.
That's a good point you brought up, NGC and TCGS graded coin, Shay, because you can always look up them numbers, and those websites will give you a pop report. So it'll bring up that coin, so you can verify if it's legit, but it'll also give you a pop report. So that kind of give you an idea that if you're looking at a coin, you could see, 8,000 of them were graded this grade. Or on the other turns, it could be only 9 of them came in at this grade. So that's good information to know when you're looking at and buying coins. Is that pop report will give you a lot of information.
But that's also the kind of data that would help if like prefacing what Shay had pointed out about half a gray sheet, is it something you jump on? Well, you don't jump on every coin that's priced half of gray sheet. I mean, what's the pops looking like? I mean, is it a high pop coin for the grade? Or how many more are graded higher than that? I mean, me personally, I'm a type coin nut. So if there's a really nice, it has to be like really nice, like for example, Seated Liberty $50, and I usually target like BF35 and up with stuff like that. If it's priced cheap, even if it's common date and it's problem free and in its lab, that's something that I might consider picking up. And there are different times of the year, like I would say summertime, a lot of the coins are a little bit cheaper. So those would be the opportunities to pick up your favorite coins for less money. And then if you're a flipper, you could wait until the holiday months when the coin market usually goes up a little bit and, resell them. But,
Yeah, see, I got this problem that I like to buy coins just for the purpose of a resale. All right, I buy it for this much, I sell it for this much, I make this much money, and then I could use that money to buy a better coin. But I get the coin in and I look at it and I'm like, man, I like this coin a lot, and I never sell it.
So how's that business working out for you, Eric?
I got a great collection. But,
Eric, I do that same thing, man. I really do.
Yeah, it's so tough to be a coin collector that you're really passionate about, and then trying to make it a business. It's hard for some people to cross over and do both, because you'll buy coins. They're like, man, I really love this thing. I can't see myself selling it. All right, but you're also in the business of making money as well. You put pride aside and sell it. It can be tough. I have kept many of coins because I just love them so much. I just can't imagine them. And albeit I've had some coins where I've regretted selling. I know a lot of you probably have had that happen before.
Never.
I mean, there's a few coins I could think of. Some Civil War tokens I've owned 5-7 years ago. I'm like, I should have sold them.
Facetious, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Frank.
Like that bust half of mine, that 1836 that was like, oh, so close to AU, but clean. And yeah.
But I keep telling myself that it's all replaceable.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not, Sean. Sometimes it's a very rare piece.
I know. I've had a few of those. That's why I'm saying that I have pure straight up regrets over some of the coins I've sold in the past.
I do that same thing Blues does.
What's that?
I do the same thing Blues does. I buy a whole bunch of stuff, looking to resell it. But I'm getting smarter. What I will do is I'll pick out a few of the things that I really, really want that I'm not so sure I want to sell, and I will save those for last. And I list everything else. And if I make my money back, then I'm like, boom, free coins.
Keep them anyway. Yes.
As long as I even out, I'm building my collection and not actually spending any money. So what's the harm in that? I'm not in this for a business. I don't mind making a little bit of money on it, but I'm not in this for a business. So I'm in this to improve my collection, grow my collection. And I've been doing, this past year was absolutely ridiculous how much I added to my collection. So that's what I do.
Yeah, well, the upside to all of it is you can't be buried with it. You're going to have something that's going to have value when you're ready to sell it. It's not buying, designer purses where that stuff tanks in value as soon as you buy it. It's not a shot to all the ladies out there that do that sort of thing. It's just not my thing, because there's no future value in it, generally.
Speaking,
yeah. But good chat, guys. That's gonna do it for this evening. You guys have a wonderful night. No,
Merry Christmas.
So long.
There was no cue tonight.
So what I wanted to do, because tonight we actually have a short amount of emails. Okay, we got a little bit of emails, and I didn't want to just go and do the emails and just say that's it. It's done, because we want to spend a little bit more time with you that you're owed. As you guys know, as reported by a number of coin sites, that the U.S. Mint has uploaded the first 90 days of different products for sale on their website. And just going through and seeing what's available, okay, you have your standard kind of like, it's good for a gift. Like the birth set 2021, obviously, is a gift type item. But I'm looking on down the line. There's a few pretty intriguing things in here. We have the final national park order, the Tuskegee Airmen. That's the final one in the series, the coin number 56. So that's going to be coming out. And I think they're going to do a West Point circulation release like they did the last 2 years. And I think that's it. And thank God. I'm ready for that program to be over.
Yeah.
There's also going to be a U.S. Air Force silver medal, if you guys are interested. I mean, that sounds very, niche. The proof set, March 5th, will be coming out for 2021. And the American Eagles will be coming out in March as well. So the first couple silver American Eagles that are going to be coming out, I believe the 2021 West Point and one other one will still adopt the old reverse on there. So we're not going to see the new reverse type until probably right before the summertime with the I don't know if it's a uncirculated S-Mint or P-Mint or whatever it is comes out. But if you guys want to check it out, the US Mint website has their first 90 days of product for sale or in the queue in their calendar. Go check it out. Should be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Good info, Sean.
Sorry, I couldn't drag that out for 25 minutes.
Well, Amanda, you got the coins loaded?
Yes, all 6 of them.
Awesome.
We only have 6 emails?
Well, 6 that made it.
Oh.
And it
hey.
is the holiday season, so a lot of people are very busy. So
How was Cindy able to post links?
good job, Cindy.
YouTube must have fixed it.
They must have.
All right, I'll read
Nice.
this. From Adam Chambers, 2009D, shifted edge lettering error. Hey, panel, good evening. I wanted to run this presidential dollar error by the panel. I buy dollar rolls to search through during the pandemic when my local credit union turned the faucet for boxes off. I found this 2009D Zachary Taylor position B with a edge error, it looks like. I couldn't find a whole lot of information on shifted lettering errors. Not sure if it's a common error. I would assume not, since not a lot of information is not readily available. Also couldn't find graded examples of this error. Coin Community Forum had some information on the P-Mint example, but that's it. What do you think?
I actually have, I'm looking for it right now. I pulled up a, and I can't find it.
Ken Potter's book has a lot of the dollar varieties on there.
Ken Potter actually is the one I'm talking about. He just did an article on shifted edge lettering. I'm trying to find it.
I want to know more. Because up to this point, there's only a few, I guess, kind of recognizable errors on presidential dollars. Missing edge lettering. I guess you could even say weak edge lettering, where all the letters are just about missing. There's a position A, position B. So if you stacked all the coins upright, so that way they're all obverse up in a stack. Some of the letters will be upside down, some will be right side up. That's all normal. And then there's also the doubled edge lettering. Good old John Adams.
There's also a weak lettering, right?
Yes. Yep. Probably the least collected. I think missing edge is definitely where it's at. And there was also a few presidents where the missing edge lettering is very rare.
I keep forgetting about the different positioning on those things there. I would have read that email very differently.
Oh, the POS? Yeah, I get it.
That I think Shay was stumbling on that a little bit. I was waiting for him to say piece of Stromboli.
Piece of something.
I said the other one in my head 3 times before I spit out the right.
So that's your technique.
It's like piece of what? No.
Now, I'm not too familiar with the ledge ettering.
The ledge ettering.
Is it?
Exactly.
It goes through like a type of a rolling machine, right?
Yes.
So if it's going through the rolling machine, if the ledge ettering starts at position 1, if the coin goes in at position 5, would that cause the
edge?
I quit.
Edge lettering.
What if it was? What if the I don't know? Maybe what if it was stopped for some reason? Like the
here it is. I found it.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was either thinking, well, let's say they have to stop the process for a second. Will that cause a little bit of a slip to where the coin is slightly rotated in that machine? That could cause something like this.
So Ken Potter talks about it in this article, and he talks about how sometimes the pressure isn't set right and things like that. And that's exactly what happens. There's like a little slip. Or the coin is not centered and it's kind of tilted. There's all kinds of things that can happen during the process. I'm going to post this link in chat so people can go read this article about it. Because I can post a link now.
Ooh, Paula.
What?
So, since this happens post mint,
No. Now this is still part of the minting process. It is just separate from. It's still part of the minting now. And before, so this is the new process because the edge lettering used to be actually part of like how they put the reading. It used to actually be part of the collar, and now they do it like it goes through this rolling thing. But yeah, whatever. Shay, don't get me started, Shay.
Did Ken happen to mention in his write-up when this began, this transition?
I don't think he did, but I know that there. I'll have to research it. I know it's out there. The information is out there because I've read it. There's all different there was a point where there was like 4 pieces to the collar, and then there was a point where there was 5 pieces to the collar, and so it used to be a sectioned collar, but then they went to doing the rolling, and I'm gonna assume that it was probably, when they started doing the Sacagaweas and the presidential dollars with the lettered edge, the eddered
Oh
ledge,
my God!
the eddered ledge, the
ledge etters.
The ledge etters. but I can look, not right now, but I will.
Like you, who needs enemy?
And actually, you can probably just Google it because that's what I do for most of the stuff. Just Google when did they start, the ledge ettering rolling.
Now,
the Thulling ring. Yeah, the Thulling ring.
What would this be classified as?
The process.
I think it's classified exactly as it's called. It's shifted edge lettering. I
Oh.
think I think this is an error. This is an error that is specific to obviously coins that have lettered edges.
Lettered ledges.
Yep. Yeah, because this could literally happen once and not the second time, or it could happen over and over again. So it's not the same as a variety that can be traced to a single die or die pair. So I would consider this an error.
Yeah. Yeah, Ken's article is about tilted edge lettering, ledge lettering. But it also talks about how there can be a slip, coin slip, or I mean, I imagine that there can be all kinds of different, maybe it's similar to machine doubling where there, if there's a bounce or if the machinery isn't calibrated right. I don't know, but
So Kim Potter does have some shifted edge lettering for the presidential series in his Strike It Rich with Pocket Change.
Yeah,
for sure.
What if it went through that thing more than once?
I mean, there's doubled edge lettering. That's super cool.
Yeah, that's what you would get there, Frank.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, there's doubled. I mean, those are really cool. The
It's
only
almost
bad
like
thing about those is when you slab them, you can't really see it. But
I have one of the John Adams
missing
doubled edge lettering.
Nice.
In a PCGS slab, and by the way, they are not that expensive. Not anymore. I bought mine for like $22.
Nice.
There's quite a few of them out in the marketplace. My example is a Mid-State 64. I just wanted an example, but yeah, in the slab you can't see it, even on the triple prong type PCGS slab. It's really hard to see, so it kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, you can kind of see. I mean, on the missing edge lettering that I picked up a few weeks ago, you know, and the triple prong, you can see that it's missing in all the exposed areas.
Yeah.
But you're right. I guess if you had doubled edged lettering, then you wouldn't. Some of it might be occluded by the slab, but
yeah, and it's hard to look at, especially for those of us who like to occasionally pull our coins out and look at them. Be like, oh well, okay, I'll just trust what they say, I guess.
I do search boxes of dollars as well. I love it. I found some pretty cool stuff, lots of doubled dies and whatnot on the earlier series. They're fun because you open up a roll and you can just turn the roll, and see if you're missing edge lettering. But I also take a magnifying glass or loop and go over the whole edge as well while turning it. It's kind of easier than.
And they come in like type 1 and type 2, right, or something like that.
Position A, position B, yeah.
Position A and position B, yeah.
Whether the letters, whether the coin was facing up or down, went through the lettering machine.
Yeah.
The ledge lettering.
The ledge lettering. Die deterioration.
My goodness.
Hey, Eric, we love you.
Yeah. We love you, Eric.
Well, it's funny. We had an extensive, before we went on the air, a few of us had an extensive conversation of when the minting process stops for errors.
Oh, Lord.
So if we use traditional, I guess, know-how when it comes to these things, some would say that this shifted ledge lettering, I almost caught myself there. Damn you guys. This would not be classified as a technical mint error because it's outside the striking chamber. Because it gets
a separate striking chamber.
Okay, so it struck once to place the obverse and reverse design, and it goes into I would guess a conveyor system or whatever, and into another machine that does the edge lettering.
Yeah, I believe it's similar to the upsetting mill. There's like a little grooved rotational thing that they go into, and
Groovy, baby.
it's pressed into this.
Coined a new phrase, no pun intended. Yes.
Legendary.
Hey, did you guys know that Ledbetter was a bedwetter? Well, we're off topic. Yeah, that guy's a silly guy.
Isn't that a Pearl Jam song? Yellow Ledbetter?
Yeah. It's a good one too.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, don't forget about the hot dog flavored water.
Ooh, Limp Biscuit, baby.
Oh yeah.
Introducing the chocolate starfish.
Eric, Sharp Eye for Coins wears. I believe that's probably similar to what he wears, but he has something like that.
What?
It's
Limp Biscuit.
What?
A Limp Biscuit.
Yeah, Limp Biscuit. Sorry, Joe.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm going to make a bet at the beginning of each show, and I'm going to come up with a weird phrase or name, and I'm going to see if I can get Paula to say it throughout the show.
Just like
I'm
a
not
pool.
taking that bet.
Oh, you ain't going to know about it, girl.
I know, but I probably will say it, so I'm not taking that bet.
Yes, Ida, we've all been drinking a legog.
Joe said,
You're a loony.
Sorry. It's the last show of the year, so anything goes.
That's right.
Moving on, do we have another one?
Do we want to do another one?
Yeah.
Sure, you guys want us to do another one?
Let's do it.
Seamus!
deja vu.
Seamus!
Sanders having deja vu.
Hey, you asked for it, now you're going to get it.
Vujade.
From Seamus, Omaha. 1964 D Lincoln Memorial Scent with Curious Rim. Hello, experts. I don't know who they are, but hello back. I found a curious feature along the rim of the obverse of this 1964 D Lincoln Memorial Scent. I'm guessing that it is a rim cud, but the presence of the dye deterioration and it being interrupted by this area of no deterioration was strange to me. Is it a rim cud or is it something else?
Dumb.
Tune in again next week to find out.
Up there between God and me.
Survey says.
Well, well, it surely isn't a. Oh wow!
Huh.
It's a wee baby.
Boy, isn't that weird?
Definitely got some kind of ridge ring going on.
Like, there's just a void.
Is it raised?
Well, that would be raised on the die because it looks in cuse on the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Look at your light source. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wee baby cud.
Well, part of it looks raised and part of it looks
Chipner.
in cute.
Seamus, could you help us out a little bit here? Is that little area raised or is it in cuse? Because this picture, when I look at it, it kind of looks like both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need my eyes to adjust to something known.
It could be.
Please do not adjust your sight.
Raised in the field of the coin.
Look where the light source is.
So the light source is from the northwest.
So it's raised in the field of the coin. Well, then
There's
that's
also one
a cud.
That would be a cud then.
Yep.
There's one on the northeast too, but the one in question is on the northwest. Yeah.
Well, we're talking about right in between the D and W, correct?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah. So if it's raised, it's a cud.
it's a small baby.
Baby cud.
And I don't think it's not a
Not a
raised
rim cud. No.
It's an actual cud on the die.
Mhm.
Cud.
And it makes sense because the rest of that dye on that whole upper area is highly fatigued. So
it's worn. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, geez.
and it's retained, right? Because the whole edge is there. It's still in the.
well, if it's raised on the coin, then it's not retained.
Well, that's yeah.
That's
Yeah. Okay, that's much better. Oh my
much better picture right there.
Wow, that just nailed it. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, she's a little cud. Cute little cud.
That's crazy. That's so different than the other one.
It's amazing how a different angle or a different lighting angle can completely change the look of the picture. But yeah, that's a little cud.
That's a winner.
That probably broke way off too. Eventually, if they didn't take it out of service.
Yeah.
With that amount of dye fatigue.
Yeah, Seamus, I would search cuds on coins thoroughly on that year, and you might find maybe a progression or a different dye state of that little cud.
Is that a 64D?
Yeah, 64D.
Well, I can look up and Cohen as well.
We did answer those questions, Seamus. It is a cud, but it is not a rim cud. It is on the hammer die.
Is it cud proper?
I like that, Frank. I like that a lot.
The pages are flipping.
Yeah.
So it is not listed on cuds on coins.
Hmm.
Are there any other like dye stages listed? Maybe a further progression?
No, not even any in the same area. But I am going to look at pre-cuds.
Because I don't know if I'm seeing things, but it almost looks like I see a little tiny crack going from the very bottom of that cud over to the top of the W, and then from the top right of the W up to the rim a little bit.
And kind of through the W to the E, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that crack from the cud to the W.
Yeah.
That's a good eye.
Yeah, they call me Eagle Eye, baby.
This would probably be a lot easier if I put my glasses on.
Put your funny glasses on.
You see a lot with those.
What do you got, Shay? Anything good?
Well, I was hoping to find something in Cohen, but I don't have one listed. Well, at least in the sections I've looked at so far, miscellaneous errors in the field.
Oh, no. Does anybody have that? Is it Thurman Margolis, the cud book?
Oh, that'd be the place to look for sure.
Let me see. I might have that. I'm actually having a problem where I have too many books.
One moment, please.
Well, you know where you can send those.
I can't find one when I need it.
You know where you can put those, don't you?
I know where you can.
Oh, I have a few ideas.
I know where they don't belong, but I know where you can put them.
What is our resident
Where do I have that book?
psychologist? Yeah, and Cohen has die breaks on the rim, but no, of course not a specific section on cuds. Unfortunately.
Begins.
Yeah.
Well, either way, there's your answer. Maybe you can submit that one to Cuds on Coins and get your name in lights.
Woohoo!
Send your properly oriented coin photographs too.
Good luck.
955 pixels by 1045 pixels
Oh,
only.
gosh.
I have to
Hey,
use
back
my
to the
flip
stats.
phone At any rate, nice little find though. That's a pretty cool one.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Reline whole top of the excuse Christ. Yeah, okay, cool. I got this one. From T Collects regarding 1906 Indian head cent with curious reverse. Wow, we've got a lot of curious coins today, don't we?
Curious.
Hi, team. I have stumbled on some Indian head pennies from my old collection when I was a kid. I love those kind. I believe I got these from my grandfather, but I have some reservations about them. This 1906 3.0 seems to have a scenario on the west side of the reverse, and condition seems to be very nice.
A scenario?
Yes, it has a...
I'm assuming the 3.0. Wow. That coin looks to be... that was cleaned.
Big time.
Just a little, yeah. It's
a little bit of a Brillo pad action going on there.
Polished.
Oh, there you go.
What do we got going on there?
There's your
Speaking of
scenario.
cud, retained cud.
Yep.
Wow, there's lots of displacement.
And strictly speaking, that's a so in the progression of the die crack forms, and eventually you can see how it's come back to the rim. So from the rim to the rim, and there's horizontal and vertical displacement. Now that's the strict part. If you want to talk about retained cuds, you need to make sure that you have movement there.
No replacement for displacement.
The piece of the die has broken, but it's still in the collar, the die collar. So it's still being held in place and being right.
It's still functional.
Still functional.
Until like about another 10 strikes or so.
And then that piece falls out and you got a full-blown cut.
Because that was about to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one right there actually might be listed on cuds on coins under retained cuds.
What year is it?
1906.
Pre-cud.
I got a really nice Woody 06 around here somewhere. Probably my Gensco.
Well, multi-haystack, if you found a 1982D Lincoln Memorial cent, if it's 3.11 grams, it's likely a
Large date.
Yeah, large date.
It's a small date you want to find.
You want to find the small date. That's the one. But that's cool that you found RPM. That's really tough to find those.
It's tough on any 1980s Lincoln.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sean, you want to pull that up down from the basement? Not that one. This one.
These one.
I don't think that matches, but
Courtesy of Fred Weinberg.
I've gotten a few things from him before.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think if it is the same one, I think the one on cuds on coins is a little further progressed, where the piece of the die that's broken is actually shifted down into the collar a little bit. It's still there, obviously, but it has the same shape for sure.
That southern line is kind of off.
Oh, I was looking at the northern one. Oh, okay. Yeah, it goes more onto that leaf.
Well, I don't know. That looks pretty darn close to me.
it does to me too. I think you're just seeing because
I think it's just farther away than the corner
Yeah.
you're looking at. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm happy because look, see, that diagonal line comes to meet that that horizontal line. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that the example on the website, that piece just shifted down a little bit further. So that's pretty cool. You know, it's always cool when you find one and you can find a match, and it kind of verifies what you're thinking. You know, even though you might already know, it's always nice to get that verification.
Especially if you can find a version that's a little bit later state than what you have. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a shame this coin was so harshly mishandled in the past. I know, unfortunately, a lot of us made mistakes when we were younger with our coins, and we wanted a nice, clean, shiny coin, and did whatever we had to do to do that. And sometimes it was a little bit of Dawn dish soap and a scrubby pad.
Sometimes it was a lemon pot in a dishwasher.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I've thrown my coin collection through the dishwasher a few times. Why not?
Or what's the other one? Vinegar and salt?
Oh, God.
Ooh, hey, a little bit of ketchup.
Baking soda. Ketchup.
Soda.
Little dilute HCl from chemistry class.
You want to watch a coin disintegrate?
Nitric acid's good too.
My grandson actually did a really cool experiment last week for school. So I had to give him some. I just gave him some circulated Lincoln cents, and he put them in a dish with vinegar, and then put a nail on top of them, and it turned the nail copper.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like
electrolyte is the vinegar.
It was the coolest thing.
What kind of a nail was it?
Just a regular carpentry nail.
Common house nail.
Yeah.
A 10 penny.
Yeah, 10.
And within like
steel.
5-6 hours, it was copper. Well, copper colored.
Did it remove easily?
I didn't even try.
There are some cool YouTube, like videos of electroplating and other things like that.
Yeah, it was really cool.
You know, we're missing a very valuable member.
What?
We're missing a valuable member of our coin community tonight, and that's Miss Amber Pinnell. And I know she has done some experimentation with copper plating on coins as well. So it's a shame she's not here right now.
I did not know that.
All right.
Yeah, Blues has his glasses on, so he can read the next one. But I think maybe we ought to check him out. Maybe we ought to see what he looks like first. He might be sick. He was sick for a little while.
Oh, that's hot.
No, he looks fine to me.
That's fine.
Would you say that's hot?
This is the effect you get when you've been looking at coins for 24 hours straight.
What happened?
His eyes look better than mine do right now.
He's got Pokemon balls for eyes.
Before we go to this next email, can we address a question that's in the chat?
Yeah, man.
About the 82
Can we?
penny, large, small date, and the weights. There's a discussion going on.
I refuse to talk about that anymore.
So there's 7 normal varieties for the 1982, right? 7 normal. There's 82 large date, 82 small date, 82 copper and zinc. There's 82 D. Okay. Anyway, there's 7 different varieties. Normal varieties. Some are large date, some are small date, some are copper, some are zinc. The rare one is a 1982 D small date copper. Weight is 3.1. There. Simple.
Or thereabouts.
There you go.
And here's what I think about that.
It's one of the most common questions.
It is.
Son of freedom.
Bullshit. You have to know the difference between the small date and large date, whether you have a Philly or Denver, and whether it's copper or zinc by weighing.
Yeah, the one thing that trips up a lot of people is the appearance of a small to large date.
Yes.
And if you can't tell the difference, a couple things need to happen. You need to go online, type in the difference so you can see it firsthand. Number two, make sure you're using a magnifier. Some people, grow muscles and they think, oh, I could see anything without a magnifier. There are certain things you need a magnifier for. That's probably one of them.
Yeah.
There's no shame in the game. Get yourself a 10 times Hastings triplet from your boy Blue. I got my Amazon links down below.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't have Amazon links in this one.
Learning small and large date is one of the, I think it's probably one of the first things that people who come into this hobby with Lincoln Cents have a hard time getting their head wrapped around. I can tell you a really good thing is to try to get a hold of an example of each one in your own hand. And that will help you immensely learn the difference.
And we're not being a jerk. We just get the question so much. Sometimes we get desensitized. The large two curves at the top, and then it goes straight to the point, and then back. Okay, but a small dated two will have from the curve to the point. There's a little bit of a bend, and the letters are small and dainty, while the large date is fat and mushy. It's why they had to actually change the design that year. Is because the coins were so bad. Anyway, I hope that helps.
Yeah, on a large date, Shay, isn't the top of the 8 taller than the 2?
I think so. I think there are several different ways to determine. I know the 2. It's the shape of the 2 was like it for me. But there's also, I think, the distance from the edge to the 2 as well.
And on the small date, the top of the 8 is smaller than the bottom. The top loop is smaller than the bottom loop. It looks more like a snowman.
And all I can say is, once you figure out that one little thing that keys you off to figuring out the difference or seeing the difference, from that point on, for the rest of your life, you'll be able to go up small date, large date, small date, large date. But it takes a little while to figure it out. But once you
can't unsee it.
Yeah, you can't unsee it. And then you need one of these, and it needs to have.
You have to have a scale.
And it needs to say 3.11, and you want two decimal places on your scale. And I do it all the time when I go through and I'm hunting rolls. I'll split my dates. 82 goes here, 83 goes here, and I weigh all the 82D small dates. Some people, like I imagine Sean, could probably hold one in his hand and go, "Yep, that's 2.5. Yep, that's 2.5." But
after coin roll hunting, a $25 box begins to get fuzzy. That's my, like someone that mentioned the 1970 large date to small date. Man, that's a tough one right there.
Yeah.
I would say that, hey, Stack, if you don't have a magnifier, why don't you email us? I'll send you one after the first of the year. All right. Awesome. That's always a great tool to have. And people kind of they underplayed the value of a magnifier, and I think that's one of those things that is paramount in this hobby.
Yeah.
So shoot us your information, Haystack, and I'll get one out to you.
Yeah, just send it to info@livecoinqa.com.
I actually use the ping test. I just give it a little drop on my desk, and you can hear the difference between the copper and the copper-plated zinc. I mean, it's a real clear test, and it's not going to harm the coin. So
Please.
there's those people out there that say, "Oh my God, you're dropping a coin." Yeah, on a wooden desk. It's copper, dude. It ain't gonna hurt.
You're not dropping it from the Empire State Building. Come on.
You can definitely hear the difference. You know, every metal has its own sound, and when you go through 100 coins and 95 of them are copper and the other 5 are copper plated zinc, you can clearly hear the difference.
Yeah, and it's got bursted bubbles and nasty
Zinc
stuff
rot.
all over it. You probably you got
I
bursted.
posted a link to Lincoln Cent Resource, and they have a full write-up with pictures on the large and small date 82s.
Ken's got a great thing too.
Yeah,
On
'cause
Ken's
he
project.
has a good coin class that goes over all the small dates in the Lincoln series.
Oh, I may have made a few videos myself about those.
Yeah. Well, and I think that not your video or Ken's, but that's where some of our frustration comes in with the new collectors. They either go on YouTube and they see, oh, you can find this 82D that's worth $1 million or whatever, or they Google most expensive, most valuable Lincoln cents, and what comes up, the 82D, but they don't give you enough information. They don't give the new collectors enough information about them.
55 double die.
They simply say this coin is worth this much money, and here you go.
Yep.
So I
There it
mean,
is.
I want to back up a little bit further up and say transitional periods are usually going to be some of the most valuable coins that you can find, I think. So whenever you see the mint change its design, change its method, change these various parts of its process
Composition.
from year to year, remember that their year ends in October or September, the end of September. And so oftentimes they'll be producing dies and getting everything ready for printing or for minting, and sometimes that stuff gets mixed up, and this is when you have these transitionary errors that are just wonderful and valuable. So coins still stuck somewhere in the process that get loose when the new coinage comes in and they've attached all the new designs, and then all of a sudden you've got this different planchet than all the others that come through. There's if I were, and I've been paying special attention to every mint mark change year, every design change year. What did they do to the coin that you have from year to year to year? And then examine the prior year and the next year. There are people out there that weigh not just an 82D, but they weigh everything. From 82D all the way to 2009. Because the 2009s can be in copper as well, Lincoln. So, people will find it. And remember that the mint also makes foreign coins during other times as well. So you can have other types of coinage going through the system.
Sean, you want one?
Sean,
you want one?
Oh, is that a little smoky? What is that?
It's a little Frank.
Sausages.
Frank. Oh, that was a little disturbing. That was disturbing.
Little saucy.
Yeah. So
sausages.
I just want to make sure that you guys get the point that there are things to be found that aren't discovered yet because people may not be looking or they may not know of those transitionary periods. So if I were looking for a niche, that would be where I'd be looking.
Now, you can't also forget about the fact that the U.S. Mint mints coins for lots of other countries too. So even though it's not a transitional year, if you have the time and the patience, I mean, you can weigh everything. You may find, there's a bunch of different coins that are U.S. coins struck on foreign planchets out there. Mm-hmm. There's a time we minted coins for Canada. I just got a book today. Now I have a newer version, but this one's from 1962.
I think we quit in like 83 or 84, didn't we?
I'm not sure about that. I'd have to look at my book, but I mean, we've been minting coins for other countries for a very long time. I mean, just opening up this book here, I'm at 1871. So the U.S. Mint or local mints or whatever have been minting coins for other countries for a very long time. And, you're dealing with machinery. There's hoppers. There's all kinds of different nooks and crannies that some of these things can get stuck in while they're being produced.
And he's gone.
And he froze.
Well, at least he wasn't doing on that frame.
Yes.
It's a very curious face he's got going on there.
This is the part of the show where we play screenshot Chris's face.
He's so serious.
Yeah, we did mint a lot of coins for the Philippines, Australia, Canada, like you said. We even did some of the South American countries. Guatemala is another one. And a lot of it occurred during the World War II period.
We have a lot of information on our website, a lot of links, research links, and things like that you can go check out.
We need to add some more. We only have
and we need to add some more, but it's a work in progress.
Sausages.
Amazing.
Sausages.
Who wants this one?
Professor does. 1917 Type 2 Standing Liberty Quarter. I did as good as I could with the pics. Judging by the photos, can I have your feedback if this would get the full head designation and a grade estimate?
Oh boy.
These are fun.
Oh.
And I'm going to say no. With full head, there's a few things that have to occur. Okay, you need to have a very distinguished ear hole. That's almost like a must for FH. And the hair has to be much more defined on the head. And that's really it. That's all I have to say. I heard about that from a few professionals of this particular series.
That is nutty nice, though.
Type 2 also. That's, people are all sweating the Type 1, with the exposed boobage and all that. That's what people love, but those exist a lot more than Type 2s. People did not care about Type 2s, so they were spent. The survival rate was a lot lower on those in mid-state grades.
What I really like is you can still see some mint luster up there in the reflection of the light by the INB. I mean, it's a nice looking coin, but you can definitely see some wear on the high points.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, it's probably a 55. I've seen 55s with that look and that, the luster in the protected areas.
That first picture we showed, though, I thought I saw some little fine hairlines in the first picture.
I didn't see any hairlines. I did see a contact mark in the field on the right-hand side.
The first one with the
next
head.
to the shield.
Not that one. No, maybe it wasn't the first one. Maybe it was the second one we liked.
The only thing I'm seeing that really takes away from the eye appeal is that little notch below the Y, some sort of contact mark there. But other than that, that's a beautiful looking coin.
It is pretty. I love that design.
I'm not sure what the term is for that beading around the edge, but that's beautiful.
Beading sounds good.
What?
Beading sounds good.
Yeah, I'm sure there's an official term for it somewhere, but it's not filigree.
Veg eating.
Holy crap! If I take the mute off, you guys will be able to hear me.
Yeah.
I've been talking for like 10 minutes.
Why aren't they listening to me?
Silence is gold.
What coin is it that has the Morse code around the edge?
That's the Canadian 44.
Yeah.
Well, actually, this could be Morse code too, right? Dot, dot, line, dot, dot, line. What does that mean, Eric?
SOS?
No, that would be dot, dot, dot.
I don't know.
But
We are the Illuminati.
yeah,
Maybe the dot dot lines represents do not clean me.
Maybe.
I'm going to send a telegraph. I wonder if anybody will get it.
It says Eat Head Joe's.
Yeah, Joe's.
I think they're hard to find. Yeah, Eric. I mean, they are hard to find in good shape.
Yeah, we're not downplaying this coin by any means. Definitely a nice looking coin, but the question was about the designation, and I think Sean addressed that pretty well.
Yeah, for sure.
Chief Stacker. I think they undergone a design change in, I believe, 25 to recess the date a little bit better, so that way they don't wear out as quickly. But yeah, it is one of the highest points on the coin for wear.
You would think they would have learned that lesson with the buffalo.
Yeah, or the peace dollar.
Or the peace dollar, yeah.
All right, Chief Stacker, reference to Kennedy $50 DDO or O's. Says, hi, panel. I'm Chief Stacker. Here is a picture of a $50 DDO I promised y'all when it arrived. After inspections, yes, I do believe it's definitely a DDO, but I would like your all opinion. Thank you so much and have a fantastic Christmas.
He's so sweet. You too, Chief.
Well, Kennedy $50 show Shay's up. Shay.
And I just realized, guys, that there were like a couple of emails that we didn't finish last week because we ran out of time. So we've got more.
Beauty.
Yeah. I'll have to pull them up here in a second. But yeah, let's see that 4.
74D. That's promising D.
Are these the only pictures?
73D. 73D.
Okay.
Does it look like it? But it's not very clear on that S. Okay.
I'm seeing some dye deterioration there.
That's a 74. Then no, definitely not.
It's a 73.
This one's a 73.
Oh, I don't know. Did he send more than one?
He sent a 73 and a 74.
Oh, okay.
No, that's kind of interesting.
Confusing.
Well, the first thing I'm going to say is it's really hard to assess something like this when we're looking at a picture of a picture.
Yeah, there it is. There's the 73 double diobverse. See that little pickup point on the bottom of the S pointing up? There's splits there.
Yeah, that one's hard to miss.
That's definitely the 73D DDO 1. Yep.
We have a wiener.
Shay knows his stuff.
And not just the ones that Chris has.
Yeah. Is there any way, Chief, that you can hook that up to where you can actually send us the pictures from now on instead of the pictures of the pictures?
Like direct connect.
That's a 4. That's a 74 right there. For sure.
Yep. There you go. The bottom of the 4,
Look at that.
oscillate of the 4 is doubled. So you'll
Look at that camel toe.
you'll also find it on Trust, and you'll find it on Liberty,
Yeah, they are.
mainly on the ERTY.
That's the big one.
Yep.
It's so pretty.
Congratulations.
I do find a lot of these. Apparently, the hotspot for them, I think, was like somewhere central, like oh my goodness, Arkansas.
Can't find them in mint set.
Nebraska.
Nebraska. That's right.
You can find them in mint sets.
Oh yeah, those are
I
really.
do have one thing to add about these Kennedys. If you're searching a box of Kennedys just for the silver, you are throwing away all your money
Yep.
True
because the money is in the varieties and the errors on these coins.
Even
Yeah,
if you
silver
only
is-
pick out a couple dates on them to look
The-
for.
The
Yeah.
silver is $3. A DDO is, depending on condition, 10 plus.
Yeah, in fact I picked up a box of $half and today, and when I opened them, I was a little bit disappointed because somebody re-rolled their coins back and put them back in the box, and then I get them right, and so I know they're not going to have silver in them, but I still go through them, and I would really appreciate if any of you guys do that. Don't do that. It's really it's a little bit frustrating, you know. Just
Yeah,
take your coins.
Missing initials on the reverse. There's a few dates that's prime for that too.
Oh yeah.
And what's the other one? The one error that a lot of people overlook in Kennedy's are the coins that are struck on quarter stock thickness.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Never
Yep.
fail.
I haven't found one yet, but I look at every roll for them. So
Yeah, weight's the big one on those. And the missing around the missing detail around the outer perimeter. But weight. What are they, like 8 point something or whatever?
what?
The Kennedy's on the quarter stock.
Oh yeah, and like there's also a 79 on a wrong planchet, and well, there's a lot of them. There's too many to list.
Yeah, don't they weigh like a full gram less or something like
They're
that?
like 8 point something, I think, like 8.9 or 8.6 or something like that.
Right,
So-
yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
if
think
you had them all laid
the
out on
72s
the
are
table,
big.
you can tell right away which one's which.
I think like the 72s are big for that. It seems like that seems familiar. 72.
Yeah, I
73.
always thought like 71, 72.
Yeah. Yeah. So quarter stock, for you guys that don't know, is, you know, when they get the big rolls of the denominations, the rolls of the metal that they use, that they roll out, and then they cut the blanks for the coins. Sometimes they use the wrong stock, so they used quarter stock, which will be thinner, and so that's why the weight is different. That's why there's so much of a significant difference in the weight. And generally the coin will be weaker struck, especially around the outside.
Now I do come across a lot of these here in Texas. I've got a couple of rolls. I think I've got maybe 36 74 DDOs ones now. So they're pretty common. If you're gonna look, you know, it is a very extreme double die and fairly common. You're likely to find one at least every couple of boxes, in my opinion.
What year was that, Shay?
74D.
Oh, 74D.
I got a 74D up on my screen.
Mm-hmm.
That was one I cherry picked a while ago on a mint set. Yep.
Yeah. I went through $300 worth of halves and found 2 of them.
Nice.
That's
I
about
didn't
right.
find no silver. I didn't care.
Yo, I hear that vape crack lacking.
I forgot to mute.
I haven't heard that in a while. I missed that.
The DDO is commonly found in the Kansas City area. Just a heads up. I found 3 in the last 4 boxes.
So, yeah.
Nice, Adam.
Yep. I didn't find no silver. Finding silver in these boxes is just a bonus.
Yeah.
So when you come across these DDOs and DDRs that are that extreme, man, that gets your heart pumping.
Ken always said around Christmas time is a great time to get boxes of coins. People spend collections and things like that to get Christmas money.
Yeah, it is a very obvious DDO. It is easy to spot. You can kind of see it from space.
Yeah.
Right?
I think Shay loves what is it, the 77D?
Yeah.
That one.
I told you guys I found a second one.
You did.
Yeah,
That's outstanding.
Value Hunters in the chat. Val, I just got a package from you. I just got a humongous package from Value Hunter, and it's full of rolls of Lincoln cents.
Oh,
nice.
well, send him to Shay so he can find something.
I haven't had coins to look at in forever.
Adam, I have found the low leaf and high leaf here in Texas.
I said that last coming out loud, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, Val, and thank you for my sweet card and for I got a barber dime.
Okay, Sean,
Barber dime.
you get rid of me.
I love you, Val.
Thank you.
Yeah, I always say the 74D DDO
Oh,
rivals the 95 Lincoln DDO. They're that common.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with them being common.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it too.
Well,
Very
only the 74D was not wasn't as widely publicized at the time of release. The 95 was all over the news. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Wow. I've searched. I've probably searched. I have these big jars, and I've gone through 3 jars in the last month of probably thousands of 95s, and not a one, man. I found some class 9s.
Oh,
Yet to find a 95. Amanda found one.
I cherry picked.
I found one. I found one in a grab bag lot that I think was mistakenly given to me from eBay. And I did a review on it. And it had the normal crap like you would normally associate with those, unsearched lots. But come to find out, there was a 95 BU Lincoln in a 2x2 that had no writing or anything on it.
Oh.
Got it close with the magnifier. Pay dirt. Oh.
I remember
Amanda found one that was completely eaten up with zinc rot.
Oh.
It's a heartbreaker. Bless
I
her
bought
heart.
a beautiful example off of Mr. Frank Waddell, and shortly after that, I found one in a bankroll, and then I found another one in a bankroll, and then another one. So
Nice.
But I still have the one I bought from Frank because that was the nicest one.
the one I picked up, I cherry picked one up, MS67 red, and I got it for just below gray sheet off of eBay.
Beautiful.
Gotta love them deals.
Yeah, I've got some really nice coins off Frank too.
Does that make you sick though? At 67 can be very affordable. I think the top pop's like a mid-state 69 for the 95 DDO.
Wow. I still remember when Delenia found all those 95Ds.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was a heck of a fight. That was out of the BU roll, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then Art Ring saved her finding them after somebody stole them.
Yep.
Oh, did they find where those went?
Art Ring did, yeah.
Yeah, they ended up on eBay.
Ended up on eBay, and Art Ring found them. you believe that?
Looks like Adam got one from her. I was able to get one from her.
Oh, I wish I would have got one from her. Nice. Very nice.
That's pretty
Hey, there's Art. Speaking of Art,
He heard his name.
sweet.
Told you, he's like Beetlejuice.
somebody was lurking in the shadows.
It's like Beetlejuice.
Did Art get a little finder's fee for bringing home those coins?
He should have. That's all I say.
Did Art reach out to that seller, or what ended up happening? Was there law enforcement
Well,
involved?
if I remember correctly, and Art, please correct me if I'm wrong, but Art reached out to the seller. Turns out the seller was not the culprit. It was either a second or third party that was the culprit. But I believe the culprit, the seller, was more than willing to do the right thing.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome, Art.
All right,
I figured.
guys, I got to get to bed. It's
Oh, okay.
4 a.m. So it's 10:15 here.
So we'll talk to you Wednesday, Chris, right?
Yeah. What time?
That's up to Sean.
8:30 your time. So 5:30
Okay.
Pacific, 8:30 Eastern, and
No, that's
it's
perfect.
only,
He's Central.
it's only like 20-25 minutes. It's gonna be
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it, and have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, Chris.
Good night, Chris.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Oh my God, Blues. Art got a picture from. Love it.
What? Art got a picture from. Oh my gosh. You're so funny.
You guys want me to read this?
He joined their Patreon.
Yeah, Shay, go ahead and read it, man.
All right.
So sharp.
From Sharp Eye for Coins. 2020 Marsh Billings Rockefeller question. Hi, everyone. I'm going through the stacks of 2020p Marsh Billings Rockefeller quarters I've set aside from circulated boxes, and I keep seeing repeated dye chips in the girl's hair that look like braids. All are at various stages, of course, but then I saw this one which I can't explain. Look at the girl's back, and it looks like a hook. Is this a potential dye clash? It's not present at all on a normal one. Thanks for any help you can provide.
I actually saw this one on his stream the other night. That was lurking in. I think he thought it was struck through a dropped letter or something. Can you zoom in on that?
Oh.
Looks like a little dye chip, huh?
That's what I think it is, because they're
Yeah.
so common on those.
Yeah.
And remember, Joe, if it was struck through a dropped letter or filling, it would be incuse on the coin. Yeah. So there's your clue right there. Well, actually, but you can still. So if that dropped letter or dropped filling sticks to the die, you can have more than one coin struck with that same thing. It can happen. But with that being raised and you can see the chip in the hair and everything. So I agree with Sean. I think that that's a chip.
Yeah, it's just remarkable that some of these chips and some of these marks you're seeing on coins will actually look like the curvature of a letter.
Is there one above the shovel also?
And if you find one of those, you're typically it will typically have to match a device on that side of the coin. Not always, it can come from the other side of the coin, but typically it's from that side of the coin. And also, it wouldn't be a filling from any of those incuse letters, because on the die, those are raised. So those wouldn't be filled. And all of those are all raised on the die, so they're incuse on the coin. So it would have had to have come from something raised or something incuse on the die.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm getting
For
tired.
certain. Yeah, yeah. No,
Okay.
you're right. You're right. Totally agree with you on that. Cool.
I mean, I suppose in theory you could have a piece of that raised device break off. I don't know, but but then it wouldn't be completely struck on the coin either. Hey guys, I hope I'm sorry I'm late to the party, but did you guys already go over my coins I sent in last week? Dylan, did we go over Dylan's coins he sent in last week?
Let me see if I have them in mind.
If not, then you probably received a reply from us in an email, Dylan. Got it. It's a chip that looks like a curved letter, but yeah, it's definitely cool looking, Joe. And the fact that you found a couple more, you may even find you might keep those and see if you can find a progression in that particular die chip. One that's smaller, maybe one that's bigger.
All right, I'm loading up mine. Who wants to read one?
I'll read one.
Sean wants to read. Ooh, that's a little blurry.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I thought Shay was trolling me for a second.
Thought my eyes were going bad.
All right, we got a 2019 P25 center from Mike C. AMP error, mid-state 62 reverse die chip on flag. I found this in a roll find and sent it to NGC, and this is the results. When I got it back, I tried to put it in my registry at NGC. It wouldn't let me, and till this day, it won't. I've researched it all over and have found anything. Why will they not recognize it? If there's not any like it out there, and shouldn't I get the discovery on it? I'm beginning to think it was a waste of money to send in. Is it not a big enough error? What do y'all think? I want to say that I enjoy the show, and thanks for the info you put out there. Absolutely, Mike. Let's see what you got. I mean, they did attribute it with a die chip. Yeah, right there on the U.S. flag, the American flag, I guess.
My personal opinion, I would not have spent the money to send this in, just to be blunt, because die chips are so common, especially in the more modern coinage, like we just saw on Joe's coin. Super common.
Mhm.
Quality control,
Yeah.
also great.
I agree. Die chips are probably on my top 5 of the most arbitrary U.S. mint errors or errors in general from any coinage, where none of them really warrants any sort of grading. You shouldn't have to grade any of them. That's my opinion. There's not that much of a secondary market premium to justify that. I would probably say the same as maybe lamination as another thing that I probably wouldn't consider grading.
Yeah, and cracks.
And if you know the coin has enough wear, like this is a mint state 62. I know, if you're not kind of like an old hand at the grading thing, this thing could look like, a beauty pageant model. But mint state 62 on the secondary market, or as far as desirability goes for anyone that, is looking for high grade coins, 62 is on the low end of the totem pole, especially on modern coins.
Mm-hmm. We have all seen it as panel members, and probably most of the people inside the chat. Some of these Facebook sites, they got people on there that will just tell you, you should send that in for grading. You should send that in for grading.
Yep.
Be careful.
Yeah, definitely be careful who you take advice from on some of those, in those groups. In my opinion, 710, unless they are big and where they are more like a die break, and in a, some of them are in like cool spots, they get cool names like Pooping Buffalo or whatever. Those might have a little bit of a premium to them just because people think they're cool. The snow on the roof, or
the BIE Lincolns
yes.
have developed kind of a following that those coins on the regular, especially in higher grades, sell for $5 to $10. I chronicle and I follow the market for those type of coins, but those also have been attributed on cuds on
their
coins.
catalog.
So
right.
people, just like Pokemon, if we wanted to, find an analogy, you just want to collect them all, and that's why people spend the kind of premium on those type of coins, is that there are a number of them that exist across all date ranges.
Yeah, this Cohen book that was gifted to me by such a wonderful person. I mean, it has some things that let me just tell you. Let me just list this. So connects, spiked heads, associated spiked heads, die breaks at the tie, miscellaneous errors in the field, clogged letters, errors on Liberty, clogged numbers, miscellaneous errors on date, on the mint mark, cracked skulls, errors on coat, errors on reverse, overdates, die breaks on rim, rotated, so this
they can't
book,
see it.
I know, I can show it real quick, I guess. Let me see.
Hey, somebody's copying me.
Here you go.
There's that book.
Now, what I'm trying to tell you is that people with a book like this might just be collecting certain things like that, and to that person, the chip that you have might be valuable. Maybe somebody's tracking die progressions for these amp quarters or any of the modern quarter series, because there are a lot of them, and they are really cool. And you can find those and strike throughs and all sorts of cool stuff. But it comes down to the eye of the beholder and what you want to collect. Don't let anybody tell you what you should collect. You collect what you want to collect. And yeah, maybe there's not a lot of value, but you know what? That means you can actually get a whole collection for fairly cheap. And maybe somebody will be interested in getting a whole collection from you if you were to ever grow tired of it. So that's the cool thing about collections and sets, is that sometimes people aren't willing to go look for it for themselves, but they're willing to pay for a premium for an entire set, a full set of things, whatever they are. So find your niche, find out, look for other people that like the same thing and see what you can do. So there you go.
I would never pay to have a coin like that graded, ever.
Oh, definitely.
I think that if somebody is collecting those, they can either find them themselves or buy them raw. And especially, for someone who's collecting those type of coins, if they want to buy them graded, they're typically going to buy high grade examples. So first thing you need to do is learn how to grade. But I collect parking lot coins. I do too. And I have a collection of
I do too.
damaged coins. I
I do.
absolutely do.
A lot of my damaged $half are on the Coin Q&A website, the live Coin Q&A website.
But chips are basically die damage, and yeah, you can get a progression of them and things like that, and they're cool to study if you're going to study progressions and stuff. But I personally don't think that they have any value, especially especially on coins where they're so common.
Shane does make a great point, and I kind of missed the point about it before when I had my 2 cents. But it used to be that coin collecting used to be the sport of kings. It used to be a very expensive hobby at one point, but these days there's a bunch of different budgets that you could tailor your collecting style to. If you want to collect chips, you can. The good news is they're inexpensive, and you can assemble a fairly good sized collection, and that might be your thing. That might be more fun to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ken Peavey did a video on should I get this coin graded. That's
Yes,
great informational.
In fact, it was used as our last Big Show clue. Congratulations, Stuart Pritchard.
People are actually starting registry sets of the lousiest slab coins that they have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
low ball sets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
local.
it's
4-1.
Well, I can. So
It
my
spans the gamut.
perspective on that is that they have value because they're straight graded, because they are poor ones with a straight grade, with no damage, no corrosion,
No
things like that.
details.
They're probably very hard to get. Probably
Without a details grade, maybe.
Yeah, probably
Hmm.
really hard to get a straight grade. Ooh, I'm
Probably.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way.
No, me either. That's pretty good.
Who wants to read this one?
I got it.
L, 1939 D RPM 002. I'm going through about $1,100 of junk silver from my grandpa, and I think I found a 1939 Denver RPM 002 based on varietyvista.com. Is this it? If so, what value do coins have when they are listed on Variety Vista and not PCGS? Is there a place to find those approximate values? I know this one is in rough shape, but it was still fun to find. Thanks again for your channel and time. First of all, I do want to say kudos for looking at Variety Vista and seeing if there is a variety to be looking for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most people don't. They just go, what's this? So thank you for doing some of the legwork for us. We could go right to that website and look and go, wow, that's pretty.
Just
Very nice.
Yeah, looks promising. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even in low grades, that one really pops.
Yeah.
2Ds or not 2Ds?
Oh my goodness.
Now, Variety Vista is an attribution website. PCGS is a grading website. So you're not going to get Variety Vista has taken off all of their values. They used to list approximate values on some of their listings, but I believe they've taken them all off. So you're not going to find you'll find the variety on Variety Vista, but then you can, if it's a cherry picker's guide variety, you can probably find the value of it on PCGS.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 002, right?
Yeah, looks like 2.
Mhm.
Northwest, D over D, Northwest.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the things I do, if I need to find an approximate value of a coin, I will just do a search on eBay and see if I could find that coin and see what they're selling for, and then try to get that price according to the grade that I have. And that will give you an approximate value of what something will sell for.
Yeah, this coin's pretty bad shape.
And one of the markers is this die crack right on the edge of the wing here.
Is that another die crack?
I think that one might be
It's
damaged.
damage, yeah. It's in pretty rough shape, but
Still
you
a
can
great
definitely see the RPM.
Definitely one to keep.
You can always go to eBay sold listings and try to see if you can find one that is similar grade to yours. I don't think that this one is I don't think that this one is a cherry pickers variety. So PCGS may not even have one attributed.
Ow.
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 Drop something.
Yep.
He fell.
What year is it?
39D.
Sorry, what? Everyone,
39D and it's RPM 002.
39D.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Eric.
No, the only one in cherry pickers is FS 501.
Yeah. 710. Stop it. Said I compare my prices against Etsy.
Oh my goodness. Well,
That's
you
a
got,
lesson in what not to do.
yep, you got a fortune in coins.
But that's a very nice variety. Congratulations and good eye. Absolutely.
From Brian E. Regarding the hair above her eyes, looks pretty good. Hi, all. It looks all original to me. XF45 maybe. Concern for the scratch on the reverse of or off the U. Think this one's worthy of a gamble? Thanks for taking the time, everyone. Worthy of a gamble.
Oh, she's a pretty.
Oh, goodness.
That thing's solid. I love that thing.
Oh, goodness.
I think you probably nailed it about right on that grade.
I don't think there's a gamble to be taken in that one.
Look at that. It's the beautiful. I mean,
What was he talking about? The U?
Details, nuts.
the detail is nuts.
Something about under the U, or near the U.
Oh, in pluribus. Maybe in
Yeah.
pluribus?
Yeah,
The
that
scratch on the reverse off the U. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks
caught my eye.
fresher.
still shiny. Or
It's a
darn
little
staples.
bit of rim. And
You know, here's the thing is you can always send it in and tell them not to slab it if it's details. You still have to pay a little bit, but then you're not stuck with a coin that's got a details grade.
well, you always crack it out and throw away the slab. But
The only
It's
other
career
option
details great, man.
and you could always send it in, and even if it comes back as a details, you know the true grade for it, but two, it's protected.
yeah, and the value is that they will it's authentic. They've guaranteed that, and so
Right.
at least when you go to sell it, if you wanted to sell it, it would say details on the slab, but people will at least know that you have an authentic coin. So.
Yep, an authentic coin. It's not going to get in any worse condition or more damaged because it's not in a holder.
I think the scratch is minor enough that it won't get a details grade. That's just my initial thoughts. I've seen a lot worse in a problem-free holder, so that's the good news. It's not like it's widespread throughout, where it looks like obvious road rash.
Yeah. Yeah, to bring a good point, Sean. Yeah, that should be small enough where it's not going to come back as details.
That is nice.
I love the originality of the surfaces on this. This one looks all original.
Yeah, I think you nailed it with the grade, though. If you look at the wing tip and the top of the wing there, the different higher points, you can see some rub, but
shield lines.
Yeah,
what did he estimate for the grade?
XF45.
Yeah, that's my thoughts too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of meat. It's a very, very nice coin with a lot of detail. When you can still see Liberty's cleavage, that's a plus.
Oh,
and I'm not trying to be a perv, but on these cap bus coins, there's a lot of people.
3 o'clock.
The title. You want to see what's in the title?
Can you look at 3 o'clock at the rim?
Yeah, I thought I saw a little something there.
Yeah, I think that's 3 o'clock. That's
other
I think that's just doo-doo. I don't think it's solder, Val. I mean, it's hard to tell from these pictures, really.
Little doo-doo, maybe very beginning of some environmental damage.
But I don't see anything that would indicate that was in a jewelry thing or anything.
Could be a little tiny baby cud.
And BB cud. Could be a BB cud. Doo-doo, good call.
1835. That's
the doo-doo that you do.
But that is in good shape. If you're planning on keeping it in your collection, it's your coin.
That is very typeset worthy in my estimation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Doo-doo is a numismatic term.
That's right.
Obtuse is not a numismatic term.
Yeah, even if it comes back as XF40, you're still looking at a $200 coin.
Yeah, it's a looker. It is a looker. Man, I wouldn't turn my nose up at that coin, that's for sure.
No, that's nice.
It's pretty.
Excuse me while I shake the drool out of my keyboard.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Sound effects and everything.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, Paul, from those pictures what exactly that is, but
yeah, it could be a hardened piece of verdigris, or just the grease will harden to almost like steel.
Right.
Yeah. There's really nothing you can do about it. Personally, it's not a distracting point on the coin, and the graders won't see it either.
Oh, I found coins with mint grease still on them.
Oh yeah.
Omnibus, Vertigus.
You can see the little
Mistlebus.
chips of metal in it and everything. Little flecks of metal. Look at from an obnox.
Wait a minute, what?
An obnox angle, right? Seamus. Obtuse. Stop being obtuse, Seamus.
There's no excuse for being obtuse.
There's no excuse for being obtuse.
Who's up next?
Never heard that before.
I'll slap a 5 right on your cheek there, Seamus.
Wait a
Hey,
minute.
you might like that. Be careful.
And Paula got the pun in there.
And cut.
Print.
And scene.
Okay.
Anyways, T. Logan is interested in knowing more about a 2020 Roosevelt dime. Brand spanking new coinage. Holy crap. Hi, team. So it took me a bit of time to put this die stage collection together with 9 oh my God. I can't wait to see this.
Yay.
Hope it helps expose the stages in a clear way. What I noticed is that as some die chips and cracks got bigger, some got smaller or even disappeared. Help us understand what's going on here. Are there multiple dies, or is this something that happens in the process? You will see that some are also partial color strikes and are full bands and full torch, or both. I hope this is worthy of your great platform, and thank you for all you do for the hobby. Thank you so much. No. Thank you, T. Logan.
Thank you, T. Logan.
And
Yeah,
I am gonna send him an award at some point for the most pictures ever sent to the QA mailbox.
Ever. I know.
That is not a call out to beat him.
Yeah.
You know that in the Facebook groups, I have seen probably, gosh, I want to say just in the last week, like 5 or 6 posts about 2020 dimes with the die chips all over them. So they're, I mean, the quality control, horrible. They use the crap out of these.
Didn't someone in our chat brought that up last week, and he just continued to hammer home with how bad the quality of the coins are this year? I'm like, you got to look at the silver lining, man.
I'm telling you, 19 and 20, they're just riddled. Strike throughs, die chips. I mean, the strike throughs, the little fibers and things are, how many of those we're seeing is like unbelievable.
Yeah, if Eric is still in chat, he'll attest to that.
I mean, you get the little herpes sore on the mouth and all kinds of things. Boogers in the booger in the nose. There's all kinds of really cool. I mean, I don't know if it's something about the design for this specific year, or if they changed when they changed it or enhanced it or whatever, but there seems to be like the eyebrow, the nose, the mouth, the corner of the lips, on the torch. They're just crazy all over the place. Call him Chip.
You should try Blistex. They're all over those things. Oh, big crack too. Mm-hmm. And then you get the island in the middle of the crack.
Seems a bit bigger than prior stages. Well, that's the thing, T. Logan, about die progression is it's exactly that. It'll start off small and it progresses. It gets bigger and bigger until they either completely remove the die from service, or sometimes they'll take them out and they'll abrade. They'll try to abrade the little chips away and the little cracks, and they'll put them back in service.
Chip away.
Yeah, so you really, like this, I don't necessarily think that this is the same stage, because this is going to be in case on the die. So this is just a totally different spot than the other one. Like if your die cracks and stuff are on in the field, those can be abraded away, but I don't see them abraded.
Oh, they use those rotary. Remember, we've seen that, and we've also seen clashes.
Yeah, for sure. But what I want to convey to him is that you really want to take a look at you want to see the die crack in exactly the same spot. Maybe it develops chips and it gets worse and worse, but you got to make sure that it's in the exact same spot. And if all of a sudden you have chips and cracks in a different place, then it's likely another die.
Right.
And you can also pick up other markers on the coin and trace it that way too. So now every coin has its own fingerprint, but a lot of the coins that are struck from the same die will have a lot of the same fingerprints. Now some of them go away depending on the life, the point at which the coin was minted from that die's lifetime. So early on, you're going to have lots of good detail. Later on, things are going to get worse, a lot worse and mushy, and you have flow lines, but you can still see, sometimes you can see these things, these pickup points from coin to coin to coin so that you can track a stage. So it kind of depends on the series, on the dies. We usually go through this type of trouble when the coin also exhibits an RPM or a DDO, which is a valuable variety. At that point, then we are interested in understanding all these other markers in the die stage, just because people want to know if they've properly identified the RPM or DDO or DDR. Or, does that make? Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you for sending all those in, and keep it up, man. That is definitely a rabbit hole that some of us appreciate, others may not appreciate so much. But I know I have a number of progressions that, like you've done here, and they're fun to do, for sure. Fun to collect. All right, we got one last email.
Did we ever find who was asking about their coins from last week? Somebody was.
Oh, it was Robin.
No, it was Dylan Espinoza.
Oh yeah. I didn't find anything from Dylan in my lineup.
Dylan, are you sending them to the right email?
Well, even if you send it to the other one, it would end up forwarded.
I know, but I just want to make sure he has the right email.
Oh yeah.
Because you will either, if you send us an email, you will either get a reply. Well, either way, you'll get a reply, whether we just reply and answer you or whether we reply and tell you that we're putting you in the queue for the show.
I just looked and he did get a reply.
He did get a reply. Okay. Yesterday. All right. So Dylan, we did reply to your question. Check your spam folder. Oh, there he just said, I did get a response. It was in my spam. Spam.
Can you imaginize that?
Anybody? Read the last one.
I got her from Shanna Toussaint. I hope that's right. Regarding Mad Die Clash Rotated Die Error 72D Nickel. Here's to hoping you all can explain the following. I will send better photos of full obverse and reverse tonight. Thought I would provide more lead time forward your research and analysis contrary to my last minute emails. Thanks again all. Wow. One, based on Mad Die Clashes, this nickel is best described as a rotated die error. How do you know whether to measure the rotation as counterclockwise or clockwise? Is this the primary factor in assessing whether such an error is collectible? 2, how do you know if this was an anvil or hammer issue? 3, what are the key points to examine whether this is a stable or dynamic clash? Interesting. When I get to my camera system, I'll send better photos, not from this iPhone. If there is something I should capture on this coin, please direct. Thank you for looking. Well, let's see.
Sometimes it's impossible to tell for sure whether a rotation is clockwise or counterclockwise. That one would probably be clockwise.
I think you got to go from the design of the other side. Kind of like position A, position B kind of thing.
And I'm not sure that one is, I don't think that one would be out of tolerance.
Yeah.
That's not
5% or something? Or?
I think it's 30, greater than 30%, I think is something like that. Is when it starts having a premium, or when it's out of, let's see, what is the mint tolerance? I can find it.
I thought it was like 15%.
I thought it was 30.
Wow.
I don't know. Oh, okay. 15 degree. You're right, Eric. Mint tolerance is 8 degrees, but these are usually not collected until they reach 15-degree rotation or more. Oh, and that's from Adventures in Coin Roll Hunting.
Imagine that.
Christopher Rhodes blog spot. So
All right.
I'm going to put this in chat, and I think you might get all your answers from reading this, because this is our very own Christopher Rhodes blog spot. He might be watching and going, put my site up, put it up, put it up. Hang on, let's see. So I need to, why is it's too long? How can I, let me remove some of the text. I'm going to remove some of this text. Oh my gosh. I have to remove 6 things. There.
Well, at least you didn't have to take your socks off to get
Well, you're probably not even going to be able to find it now. Let's see if it comes up.
Yeah, that looks like it came
Yeah.
up.
Oh, not really. Part of it came up.
Let me see.
Let me just.
I clicked on it. It goes to his website.
Yeah, but it doesn't go to the rotated dies explanation. So
Well,
it's from March 24th of 2018. So if you look in his March 2018 file, his blog archive, there's you can find it there. Yeah, the text in the is too long. It only allows me 200 characters. So
Your character.
Mint tolerance, but these can be.
there.
Oh, did you get it?
I got it.
Okay, thanks.
Opening. Never mind.
There were 3 questions. Yep.
Yeah, the one was about the rotation. The other was about value, I believe.
How do you know which die? And that's not possible.
The hammer and anvil?
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you got mint notes.
Right. Yeah, I don't see a clash either, so I'm not sure where.
Right in the center of the vest.
It seems most of the time the hammer die is the reverse. But with the gravity fed presses, it's moot now too.
Yeah. Where's the obverse picture? Is that a fuzz? I think that's fuzz.
Right in the middle of the vest of the shirt collar.
Could be.
Kid here.
Yeah, and I think that's a fuzz. I think that's hair.
All right.
There's another one up there by the L. Puzzles. Yeah, I'm not seeing clash much.
Mm-mm.
Unless
Looks
it's
like
in
it
one of
has
those
full
shaded areas. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it.
No.
How many questions did they ask about this nickel? Well, that actually was very. I liked the way they formatted that question.
That's a really nice coin too.
It looks like AeroRef has some additional information about dynamic and
Yeah.
stable clashing or rotation. But
Does that mean multi-event, or I've never heard of it, dynamic or static clash before? But I'm old too, so.
Yeah, I don't see where.
dynamic rotation or semi-stable rotated errors. Yeah.
Well, he said he's going to send us better pictures, so hopefully the better pictures will clarify a little bit for us. I'm not seeing a clash on it either, but it's got to be the angle of the picture or something.
But he said he found it on Mad Die Clashes. I'm not finding anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's news to me too.
Yeah, if maybe when you send us pictures, you can let us know where you're seeing a clash, or
Put the link of it in your email.
yeah.
That will help us out.
Need input.
And we ask that information because sometimes researching some of these coins is hours.
Yeah,
Trying
please.
to find an answer. So if an answer could be provided, or this is where I'm getting my information from, can you verify? That helps us out a bunch.
Okay. All right. I see. So the answer looks like it's on Coin World. And there's three different ways that rotation can occur. And one is the die is incorrectly installed. The second, an improperly positioned flat is ground into the die shank. A flat is a guide mark that helps position the die. If the flat is ground in the wrong spot relative to the design on the die face, it may lead to incorrect installation. So you have the two incorrect installations causing rotation, which is a fixed, static, or stable rotated die error. The third one is when the die actually works its way loose and spins on its vertical axis. So that's the difference.
Yeah, I just don't understand his question, though. I mean, how it pertains to this coin, other than the degree of rotation. I'm not.
No, he wanted to know what are the points, the key points to examine to determine whether it was stable or stable or dynamic clash, but it's stable or dynamic rotation.
Yeah.
So maybe it was just misworded.
And I'm not sure that there's any way that can be known, how exactly a rotation occurred. You know what I mean? Between those three that you just talked about, unless you're there to see it happen. Like, how do you know if the die just rotated or if it was actually something that wore off, or what caused the die to rotate? Other than knowing it was rotated, how do you know exactly what caused it to rotate? Unless you're
one surefire way would be if you had a roll of the same year and denomination, same denomination, year, and mint mark all in a roll, and you found that they had different amounts of rotation. You could safely say that was a dynamic rotation.
How?
But if they were all if they're all rotated in the same way, then it's going to be static.
Well, you're not going to have 50 coins from the same die in a roll, right?
Well, probably not, but you could have a couple. You could have 2, 3, 5, whatever. I mean, it's possible.
But if a die is not, if it's loose or whatever and rotating, or if it's the other thing that caused it, I don't understand how you could tell the difference. I'm just trying to figure out.
No, I think only if you had multiple examples. If you had multiple examples and they were all rotated in the same, pretty much in the same place, it's usually stable. right?
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, because it's stuck in a. It was installed incorrectly and it's in that one place and stuck, right? Whereas dynamic would mean it's floating all over the place, and you'll have rotation on it.
710. We should call them and ask them who messed up and why.
Yeah.
Who was in charge of that?
Yeah, Paul had a good point too. You guys,
need to
when you
work
send
more.
in pictures, please take the coins out of the flips when you photograph them.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference. It really does. Anywho, was that it?
That's it.
See, too.
Awesome. Because I'm getting sleepy. And I need to eat some dinner.
Second dinner?
Second dinner.
Second breakfast, only second dinner.
Is that like Taco Bell?
Actually, I need to eat some peanut
Taco.
brittle. I need to eat some peanut brittle.
We got something better than Taco Bell here, though.
That was a real hair puller.
Thanks, Joe. You have a good night, too. And if we don't see you before, have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
One more, please. Check my email. Oh, Val said he'd send in an email. I want to look at your email, Val. We're closed. We're closed.
We close. We close now. Goodbye.
Val, I'll
Come
go look
again.
at your email when we're done, Val. Did he send us
fried
something
spam.
Fried spam. I like spam. Fried spam.
Fried spam
and
and rice.
Hey, thank you for all the love and support you guys gave us in 2020. We love you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. And don't forget, we still have hats and t-shirts on sale.
Hats
You
and
people
t-shirts.
rock.
Make a wonderful gift.
It does. It does make a wonderful gift.
Val's dying to know.
Look at my email. Look at my email. All right, everybody in chat, thank you so much for coming and joining us tonight. Everyone on the panel, love you guys. You guys are the best. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
No show next week.
And
We'll
enjoy
be back in the
yourself.
new year.
Yep. We come back,
See you next year.
The 4th.
January 4th?
Yeah, January 4th.
January 4th.
Hey,
And
Val, don't feel so bad when we don't get to your email next week because we won't be there either. So I almost forgot.
But we'll look at your coin, Val, and we'll reply. We'll send you a reply.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do. Sometimes it takes us a little longer to research
Right.
it too. So if you haven't heard from us, hold tight. Check your spam folder and be good.
Yeah,
You
you
can
guys
send us-
check out our website if you want to buy a shirt or a hat.
While you guys are hunting,
Yeah,
you can send us emails and pictures and stuff, but you'll probably get a faster response if you go to Facebook
Yeah.
and post in the Coin Q&A group. If you haven't joined, answer the questions just the best that you can, and be
Agree to
serious,
the rules.
take it serious, and join the group and see what happens.
Yes.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
All right. I'm out. Good night,
Happy New Year.
everybody. Good night,
Enjoy
everybody.
the
Have a
snow.
Merry Christmas. Cindy, did you join the group chat? Because if you didn't, you should. You need to. We're doing it Wednesday night at 7, you said, Sean? 7:30 Central?
8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. So whatever it is
Okay.
in between there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to go, you guys. Bye. Merry
Take care, everyone.
Christmas
Oh.
and Happy New Year.